Alrighty guys, First Down Sports Cards here. We are with Ryan, aka also known as CardCollector2. Really good guy. How are you enjoying the show this time?
The show has been really good. It's about an even split for which day is better. Yesterday was really good. We bought some big deals early, and then today, man, it was packed at 9 a.m. So it's been a really good show in just 24 hours and nothing but sports cards. You gotta love that.
I really enjoyed the trade night more than the show. I feel like, yeah, I thought the trade night. I think we did a lot better.
Yeah, I thought the trade night was really good, especially for just being three and a half hours. It was packed. So yeah, definitely a good start.
Yeah, I think the same. So what would be like a word of advice you would give to somebody who's just starting to get into collecting?
Yeah, I mean, start with first and foremost, collect what you like, right out of the rip. As you're trying to learn, the ins and outs of the hobby, there's a lot to learn, right? This is a hobby that's been around for a long time. So collect what you like. Start there, because if these values are going to fluctuate on these cards, and if they go up or down, you'll never be too disappointed. So I always say start with collecting what you like, because if it does change, then you're not upset. You enjoy it forever. Then I think that changes as you're getting into it. Buying in bulk is a good one. Allows you a little bit of opportunity to move multiple pieces, not just one card. I love that a lot. I love value boxes. I think that's the last place dealers update their pricing, so it's your best opportunity to find, a cool card at a good price. So those would be a couple of my tips.
I prefer to look through value boxes more than tables.
For sure.
I mean, they take a little bit more time, but you kind of just have to make the time worth it.
Sure, 100%.
So who's your biggest, what's your favorite item out of your PC?
I mean, I collect Ohio State most, so it's something Ohio State related. I have a couple of really cool Marvin cards I like. I've collected a guy that I went to school with, or that went to the same school as I did 20 years ago. So it's probably something Ohio State related. That's what I enjoy the most.
So that would be your preferred PC, would be your Ohio State?
Yeah, I'd give up everything for my Ohio State collection for sure.
And if wanting to invest in a long-term player, who would be your pick?
That's a good question. I would probably say Brady's probably one of the guys. I grew up liking the Patriots. I know he's a Michigan guy, unfortunately, but 7 rings is pretty good. So it'd probably be Brady or Jordan. That's LeBron's up there. There's other guys for sure, but somebody that's got that kind of status already. I mean, you can't take the 7 Super Bowl rings from Tom Brady away. So I'd probably say a guy like that.
You think Patrick Mahomes will ever reach the 7 rings as Tom Brady?
I mean, man, what a path he's on. 6 straight, AFC titles hosted. He's been to 4 Super Bowls. There's 2 postseason losses. One of them is to Tom Brady. One of them is to Joe Burrow. I mean, that's pretty good. So, 3 Super Bowls, I think he's got 3 Super Bowl MVPs now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's won all of them. 2
regular season MVPs. I mean, he's on that trajectory. He's probably ahead of where Brady was at this age. So, yeah, it certainly seems possible, but that's why I go back to Brady. Brady's done it. Mahomes could do it. He might be better. But Tom Brady's already got 7, and that's a guarantee, and that's why I like Tom Brady.
You think he'll be able to get past Joe Burrow if Joe Burrow can stay healthy?
Yeah. I mean, Mahomes has 3 Super Bowls. Joe Burrow is gone, but he doesn't have any.
Not yet. I think he could get there.
I love Joe Burrow. He's 90 minutes from our shop. I'm a big Burrow guy, but yeah, Mahomes is him.
So what would be your favorite product to open? There's so many products out there. There's anything from Leaf all the way to Flawless. What would be your choice?
Yeah, Flawless Collegiate's one of my favorites. I love College. I love Flawless. So Flawless Collegiate's up there for me. Something collegiate like Prism draft picks, Select draft picks, Contenders draft picks, Chronicles. I love the college stuff. I'm a college collector.
Yeah.
The new Bowman Chrome stuff Topps has done has been really good. Bowman Chrome Sapphire, Bowman's Best, Breaker's Delight. I like those products. So college stuff, that's what I prefer.
So you think collegiate is worth the investment?
I didn't say that. I said I enjoy it. I mean, I think the NIL, landscape in college sports changes cards. I mean, Caitlin Clark's not on the pro yet. We have cards of her, right? Marvin Harrison Jr. had cards before he's gone pro. That adds a different dynamic to trading cards, and I do like them in the long run. But I mean, there's no doubt about it. The pro jersey stuff sells better than college. Will that be the case forever? I would imagine it doesn't change, but I do think there's an opportunity for college cards to continue to grow in sports cards.
I personally like college cards for the factor of if that team gets traded, like the Peyton Manning, for instance, people prefer the Colts over the 100%. Broncos.
Yeah, it's definitely a quirk in trading cards, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, NIL though, now guys can transfer.
Yeah.
Like Caleb Downs is in Ohio.
That is
He's
true.
a Buckeye
That's very
now,
true, yeah.
but he started in Alabama, so does nobody want his Bama stuff?
Yeah.
I just bought a Superfractor auto of him, so like I want it. So how does that play out? But yeah, definitely like a quirk in the hobby.
I definitely think so. Who do you believe is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league currently?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, Joe Burrow's stuff's changed a lot since, where he was at peak. Burrow's up there. I mean, he's one of the only guys that's been to the Super Bowl, in the current league. I would say Lamar probably doesn't get quite the hobby love. Like, he's got two MVPs now. He's obviously got to get it done. I mean, it's hard to say that these guys are underrated. They sell for a lot of money for expectations that are, they'll be Patrick Mahomes, and they're not Patrick Mahomes. So I'm not sure I would say underrated. If I had to pick, if you're making me pick, I would probably say it's Burrow or Lamar, just the guys that have shown they can win accolades or go to the big game. Like, there's not a lot of other guys that we can say have done that.
And are you investing in Herbert with the new coaching change with Jim Harbaugh coming up in the Chargers?
Yeah, I'll buy him and sell him, and hopefully he's good. But yeah, it's a lot of money for a guy that's never done anything. I mean, for $1,500 for a rookie auto, I'd rather go buy Mahomes stuff, or I'd rather buy Tom Brady. So if you're asking me to keep it, again, the business side of the card thing is different. But if it's a long-term collecting thing, I'd just rather spend the money on somebody that's actually done what Herbert may or may never do.
Somebody that's proven.
Yeah, sure. So
what would you say are the perks of owning your own shop versus doing it out of your house?
Perks, right? You get to do it with people you enjoy doing it with, right? And people you care about. That's fun. I get to work on my dream every day with a lot of people that are on our team that I care deeply about. That's a lot of fun. People that can just come to the shop and buy and sell, and you can host events, and there's a lot of it. Kids get to come in and enjoy the hobby. Like, there's a lot of perks, like, of being in person. Like this. Like, sure, we could stay at home and just buy online all day, but like this is an atmosphere you can't create online. And we're trying to do the same thing in a hobby shop. We're trying to create this in a hobby shop every day.
So you would definitely tell people to go forward in your dream and open up a shop.
That's very different. That's a very different question. I think that the card shop thing is right place, right time, and I think there's a lot of decisions that go into it. Like, there's overhead, right? Like, there's foot traffic, there's location, you're there all the time. Like, when it was just me for the first 18 months, like, on weekends you're there, on days off you're there. You come in and spend $1,000 on boxes, I gotta now reinvest at $1,000. Like, it's a lot. Like, owning your own business is hard. Like, it's a lot of work. Now, I love it. I enjoy it for sure. It's a passion of mine, and I think there's a lot of great opportunity out there for people to own their own shops. Like, I think that will continue to develop, but I'm not sure I would say everybody that wants to start a shop should just go start a shop. It's a lot of work.
You think it's a lot more than just going and doing it?
Yeah, it's a ton. I know it is. I mean, we've almost been open for 5 years. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun. There are a lot of good days, but it's definitely not easy.
And so let's turn this over to a little bit of like the draft coming up. Who do you have going number 1 overall?
Right now, I think it'll be Caleb. Yeah, I think the Bears would trade Fields, get a 2nd and a 4th, get rid of Fields, start the rookie contract thing over with Caleb. They'll take Caleb, they'll try to build around him, and Fields will end up elsewhere.
Yeah. So going forward in this hobby, you think it's going to stay the same? You think it's going to get better? You think it's going to get worse? How do you think the hobby is going to fluctuate?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to be pretty optimistic about things. I would expect Topps didn't spend all the money they spent to run this thing into the ground and make it worth nothing at all. I mean, I think there's things we have to do to make sure that there's a future of the hobby. I mean, that right there is a big one, right? There's kids, right? You got to have somebody to pass it on to. It just can't be, cranky old guys, running around here just buying and selling cards. Just got to be somebody else to, enjoy it. So, I think I'm definitely optimistic about the future of trading cards. I think there's like I said, some things we've got to do, but yeah, I'm pretty optimistic about the future of this hobby.
That's good to hear. So that's really all the questions I have for today. Perfect. I really appreciate your time. It means a lot. And I mean, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, any time, but yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out, and yeah, thanks again.
Thank you. Thanks for your time, man.
No problem.
That's all we have today from Ryan. I really appreciate his time. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. That's really about it for Shipshewana.